So, our next topic is Sociology of Education, Contemporary Theories. So, there are four contemporary theories under Sociology of Education. The first one is Cultural Capital, next is Social Capital, third is Code of Theory or Code Theory, and the fourth one is Feminist Theory. So first we were going to tackle all about cultural capital. So the proponent of cultural capital theory is Perry Bourdieu. His concept is about or it refers to cultural practices including dress, mannerism, language, patterns, and expression, and also knowledge of the world derived from life experiences such as visits to museums, all of which provide knowledge of class culture of the school. So it refers to a person's cultural competencies. For example, the accent, how you dress, how you speak, or your knowledge about taboos and manners. It is the cultural knowledge that serves as currency that helps us navigate culture and alters our experiences and opportunities available to us. As what's written in the implication to education delved into education's influences on stratification and social class, trying to reconcile the influences of social structures on the subjective experiences of individuals, used by schools to reproduce inequality both in the interactions and in the structure of education. So, culture capital. Culture, we can get that culture and capital. So, culture, we know it is the belief or the social forms. And capital is the assets that improve life chances. So we can get from the word cultural capital or culture capital that we as individual trying to improve our life chances through our culture, through our social norms. So in cultural capital, there are three types: embodied capital, objectified capital, and institutionalized capital. So, embodied capital, so it is the knowledge or skills that a person acquires from his or her habits. So, embodied, nandun na po siya, naka-attach na po siya sa isang tao through his or her habits. For example, the accents and etiquettes. So we can say that accents, nakukuha po natin yan. Hindi ba? Nakukuha po natin yan sa ating mga magulang, etiquette. Sila po ang nagtuturo sa atin ng tamang etiquette kung saan we will be using it in the present or in the future. And the second type is objectified capital. So when we say objectified capital, it is the value inherent in objects of culture such as work of arts. So 'di ba? Tayo ay gumagawa ng isang art na which is nakukuha rin natin yan sa ating mga magulang or sa ating kultura. And the next or the third one is institutionalized capital. So the value inherent in being recognized by an alike institution. Just for example, obtaining a Harvard University degree. So 'di ba masasabi natin other people are being proud of us. We are being recognized because we passed or we obtained a Harvard University degree. So that is what institutionalized capital. So those are the three types of cultural capital. So the next theory is social capital. So the prominent of social capital is James S. Coleman. So in his concept, it refers to the social resources students bring to their education and future involvement in school or community. It results in building of networks and relationships students can use as contacts for future opportunities. And in his implication to education, used to explain the role of schools in reproducing social class. So, makukuha natin sa social capital ni James Kuhlman that his social capital refers to the network of relationships and acquaintances that a person has developed over life. So, ang social capital, it is the process of building or trusting relationships or something like mutual understandings or shared actions that bring together individuals in a certain communities. This process enables cooperative action since it involves social, so there will be cooperation that generates opportunities or resources through networks or social agency. It is also a mode of social structure that eases the activity of an individual in a structured context. So since it is social, so there is a need of cooperation, not just by one person or by individual, but it could be a group or in a certain community that will enable everyone to fastly develop over life. And the next theory is code theory. So the proponent of this code theory is Basil Bernstein. In his concept, it refers to organizing principles used by members of a social group which reflects and shape the assumptions we hold about our relationship to a certain group. So, in his implication to education, people learn their place in the society by the languages codes they use. The codes come to symbolize social identity. Language codes aids in the social reproduction of class and differences in power. So in this code theory, so for example, a working class person or a working student communicates in restricted code. So as a result of the condition in which they were raised and the socialization process. So there are codes to which an individual or a people will put themselves in that certain place. Like, hindi po nila pinipilit yung sarili nila dahil alam po nila kung saan lang po sila dapat. Sa anong estado lang po sila dapat. So, we can say na there is a differences in power. It uses power since an individual will be trying to put themselves in that certain place because that place is just for her or him. Hindi siya pwedeng pumunta sa isang lugar to which nga alam niya na hindi siya pasok doon. So may code yan. Ang code yan yung tinatawag na kung saan lang siya nakabase, kung saan lang siya dapat nandun. So yan ang code na ginagamit nila in order for the individual to put themselves in a relationship of a group. And the last theory is feminist theory. So the proponent of feminist theory is Harriet Martineau and Jane Addams. So in their concept, with no single feminist theory, feminist theorists echo the need to hear other voices in the education system. In particular, women's voices, and to pay more attention to the situation of women. So, the implication to education is that lead to the examination of educational policy and how it affected girls, women, their future opportunities. So, it refers to the movements for women's right and liberation. So, feminists argue that the modern society favors men perspectives and interests, therefore treating women and girls unfairly. So, have you ever remembered before, right, that we women don't have the right to go to school. We don't have the right to vote. We merely just became a housewife. The only one that tumutulong sa ating mga asawa sa bahay. Hindi tayo pwedeng lumabas. Dapat dun ka lang sa bahay. Dahil yan, as a babae, yan lang dapat ang gagawin mo. So, that's why in this feminist theory, it focuses on understanding and challenging the social inequalities and injustice. So, dapat pantay-pantay tayong lahat. Babae ka man, lalaki ka man, pantay tayo ng karapatan. Dapat kung ikaw makakapag-aral, dapat kaming mga babae pwede ring mag-aral. Kung ang mga lalaki pwedeng manungkulan, kaming mga babae pwede ring manungkulan dahil may karapatan kami at may obligasyon din kami. Dapat pantay-pantay ang babae at ang lalaki. So, arise from gender bias and patriarchy. So, masasabi natin na ang feminist theory nag-focus siya na magkaroon ng gender equality at may justice talaga na ang babae dapat ring may mga karapatan. So, these movements share a common goal which is to define social rights for women. So, yun na nga sinabi ko, social rights for women. So, this includes seeking to establish equal opportunities for women in education and employment. O, sa employment din, dapat may justice din or may right din ang mga babae. Society and school is linkage. So, the linkage that connects society and school is a reflection of the other. It comprises the dynamics of enhancing arts education. So, art education, it is a part of society where it was born. Interaction with society would bring about changes in culture and eventually in destiny. So, art education. So, nakukuha natin ang art education kahit dun pa tayo sa ating society or sa bahay natin. Dahil, ang mga magulang natin ang nagtuturo or maskin yung mga kapitbahay natin, mga lolo at lola natin. So, sila ang unang nagtuturo sa atin kung paano mag-drawing or paano mag-appreciate ng isang art. So, art and society and the school. So, when we say school, it is an intuition or institution for educating children. So, any institution of which instruction is given in a particular subject according to the Oxford Dictionary. So, it is a special institution created to serve specific social needs. So, schools are considered as pillars of culture. When the younger generation receives the knowledge and understanding of what an educational institution has accumulated, there is what we call the preservation of the level of civilization. This refers to the process of enculturation in which students are taught to adapt to the dominant cultural patterns of the society. So, sa school or sa paaralan, doon natin nakukuha halos lahat. Dahil doon tayo tinuturuan at tinuhubog ng ating mga teachers. So, sa school, marami tayong makukuha at doon natin na-adapt na dapat tayo ay makisama sa ating mga kaklase. We need to respect our teachers also and also the elders. So, in school, they are the one who mold us to become what we want to be in the future. And society. Society is a group of people living according to a shared culture or a set of social relationships. So society has been defined as the web of social relationships, which is the key to understanding human behavior and the various institutions in it. So web of social relationships. It means that it is through the web of a social relationship because without people's relationship, society cannot exist. It is the main thing to connect the people. So, in the society, we are being connected. Iisa tayo. We have same goal in life. That is to succeed. Succeed. So, sa society, kahit iba-iba kayo ng mga pinanggalingan, pero may isa kayong mithiin. And there are three social relations. First, primary relation. This refers to the mother, father, daughter, son, husband, wife, sister, and brother. So, primary relation. So, ito ang unang relasyon. Kung baga, wala pang naka naka-add sa inyo, wala pang, hindi pa yun extended, like, ikaw pa, yung mga kapatid mo, at yung mga magulang mo. In secondary relation, refers to the uncle, aunt, nieces, and nephew. So, sa secondary relation, so, it involves already the extended family. Because, when we say extended family, nandyan na kasi yung aunt mo, nandyan na yung uncle mo, kasi nakabilang na sila sa inyong pamilya. So, it is called as secondary relation. And tertiary relation, so, friends, neighbors, and other relations. So, tertiary relation, so, it is like, your relatives, your friends, they belong, because family kasi ang tawag natin sa kanila. Pero, not the primary one. So, yung friends mo, yung kapitbahay mo, yung mga ka-relatives mo. So, they are called to be a tertiary relation. Education is considered as the foundation of a society that helps in the achievement of social prosperity, political constancy, and economic wealth. As a key element of development in any modern society, education is the most significant indicator of a region's overall development as well. So, ang education, ito ang ating susi upang makamit natin ang ating mga goals or mga mithiin. Kaya nga tayo, 'di ba? Nandito tayo na sa tertiary education kung saan malapit na nating makuha yung goal natin, which is to graduate. At pag makagraduate na po tayo, doon na naman tayo sa makapagtrabaho. So, we are still in the part of education na kung saan nag-aaral tayo upang makatulong sa pamilya, upang magkaroon ng economic wealth, makapag-provide tayo ng pagkain, ng ating mga needs and wants. So, according to French sociologist Emile Durkheim, emphasized the role of the education system in the preservation of society and culture. So, the system is very vital in complex societies where families, as well as the other primary groups, are not yet fully fitted to prepare the young for adulthood, something that is usually expected by the large society. School is an illumination of society rather than of the individual. So, sabi ng isang French sociologist na si Emile Durkheim na ang mga kabataan ay they are not still fully developed na going into an adulthood stage. At makikita naman natin yan ngayon, 'di ba, na yung mga kabataan ay they are still being dependent to their parents, which according to Emile Durkheim nga na yung mga kabataan they are not fitted or they are not prepared to be adults. School is the utmost objective of school and schooling process is to nurture the growth of social. So we really cannot deny the fact that the schools reflect society and the society reflects the school. As the school and society connection enable families to move from setting to setting. So school and society engage parents to improve children's educational outcome. So there are varieties of activities that involves the school and the society or community. Just like for example, in school, in times of Brigada Escuela, so the community or the society helps the school to prepare for the upcoming school year. Whereas in the society or in the community, the school also help in a ways like doing research to improve life. Like for example, what we had during our high school days that in our school we have this GSP, and in order to help the community, we conducted feeding program to listen problems in our community. So there we can say that there is a connection between the both of them. The school and the society or community are both helping each other. So it involves the school and the society partnership. So what school or community can't do alone, they often do together. So in short, nagtutulungan ang school at ang community or society. As what the proverbs goes, it takes a village to raise a child. So partnership allows the whole village to help educate our children. So that is what the linkage of the school and the society. So the next reporter will discuss the influence of society to education process.